Multiple arrests in a murder-for-hire investigation. The woman killed caught on camera fighting off the gunman before running for her life.
Fox 11's Christy Fajardo live in San Bernardino with details on this and the several suspects in custody. Christy.
Yeah, Christine and Alex, there are 5 suspects in custody, including the victim's estranged husband. Loved ones tell us that Yesenia Torres, the victim, who was 44 years old, was very lovable, but she was also a very smart businesswoman, and that the couple had amassed a multi-million-dollar fortune. It was a murder for hire. San Bernardino police say was caught on video. Yesenia, or Yesenia Torres, is approached by a man as she's leaving a burger restaurant. They talk. He grabs her purse as she's sitting in her car, and he pulls a gun. She then gets out and tries to fight him before he chases her around the vehicle. Others try to come to her rescue, but they are fired on. Police stopped the video before the fatal rounds were fired.
This brazen attack happened in broad daylight, in full view of patrons and employees who were working at the restaurant.
Police say it happened on January 10th on West Mills, and 4 hours later, thanks to license plates and security video, they identified the suspected shooter, 31-year-old Gerardo Yamas Torres, and the getaway driver, 37-year-old Reynaldo Reles.
It was definitely a murder-for-hire case. There is evidence to show that the suspects did stalk our victim for several days and months prior to this murder.
But police say it wasn't until they realized that Reles was the brother of this man that a motive fell into place. That's because Arnaldo Reles worked for Juan Perez, who was the business partner of Torres' estranged husband, Sergio Reveles. The husband and wife were locked into a multi-million-dollar divorce.
The divorce has been a process for over 2 years. And as you know, when there are multiple millions of dollars involved, there is going to be some going back and forth over assets.
I just wanted to show you my pallet yard. And
TikTok videos show Torres' charming personality.
I wanted to talk to you about the importance of getting involved with your community.
And her commitment to the community. Friends who didn't want to be on camera say she was a giving and loving person.
Jessica was a businesswoman in our community. She was well known and well respected.
Police have arrested the 5 suspects, including her husband, and say this is what they found at their homes: hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash and guns. And loved ones tell us that Yesenia Torres and her husband own multiple pallet companies. They also say that she never had any children, so she was very generous with everyone else's. And they say she was the kind of person you could count on when you needed her most. As for the suspects, they're due in court next month.
Scene. 17's Justin White tells us the shocking story of a murder-for-hire scheme with evidence spanning across Southern California, including right here in Bakersfield.
Yesenia Torres stopped for lunch at her favorite burger joint in San Bernardino. She returned to her car. A man tried to steal her purse. Moments later, her life was stolen instead.
When officers arrived on scene, they located her in the doorway, unresponsive. She was immediately pronounced deceased.
Surveillance video and witness accounts made fighting the suspects quick work.
Within approximately 4 hours, we had both suspects identified. The shooter, Gerardo Yamas, the driver, Arnold Ruales, were ID'd as our suspects.
But they quickly discovered this wasn't just a robbery turned deadly. It was a coldly calculated murder.
We've recovered the initial vehicle that they had fled in. In that vehicle, there was evidence leading us to additional suspects and evidence with the case. We determined that the third suspect, Reynaldo Ruales, was the brother of Arnaldo Ruales. I was able to then determine that Mr. Reynaldo had worked for a Juan Perez at a local pallet company in the city of San Bernardino. The pallet company that he ran was owned by our victim, Ms. Torres, and her husband, Sergio Reveles. So there's the link that we found between all of our subjects.
Gerardo Yamas Torres was arrested January 16th at his home in Bakersfield in a large SWAT operation at the 100 block of Starmount Lane. A large amount of cash and firearms were found in his home, as well as at the homes of the other suspects in Los Angeles, San Bernardino, and Riverside counties. Authorities believe Torres' murder was motivated by an impending divorce between she and her husband, Sergio Reveles, which involved the splitting of their many millions in assets across LA, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties.
The divorce has been a process for over 2 years. And as you know, when there are multiple millions of dollars involved, there is going to be some going back and forth over assets.
And so, a plot to kill her was devised. Now, Revolves and the others are charged with first-degree murder with numerous enhancements and are being held on no bail. They await their first hearing March 14th. Justin White, 17 News.